One of the things that has literally killed so many of my dreams, or not necessarily killed my dreams, but more so delayed me in my own process, is overthinking. And so many people deal with this. I know I'm not alone. And if you're dealing with overthinking, then this video is for you. So many of us, we have these amazing ideas in our mind, these incredible things that we want to accomplish in our lives, but we never fully execute because of overthinking. We try to think about everything that can go wrong. Maybe we're thinking about what would others think and say about us doing this thing. If I were to completely change my life, if I were to go after the certain goal, this dream, what would people say about me? Is it going to work out for me? What do I need to do? I just don't even know how to get started. Is this action step that I'm going to take going to be the one to lead me there? What action steps do I need to take? What's the perfect plan? Has anybody done this before? Can I really succeed? And we sit in those thoughts just overthinking, and we never fully execute by just taking the action. And I realized, just looking back in my life, the things that I did have success in were because I just took the action, no matter how messy it looked. And now we have social media, we have the internet. So taking action doesn't even necessarily need to even look messy. So I always connect this with becoming that ideal version of you. And if you are someone that wants to better your life, you want to glow up, you want to succeed, subscribe to this channel right now, because this is all we are going to discuss in this channel, just becoming a better version of ourselves. But that's how success really starts. It's becoming a new version of self, shifting that identity. And a lot of us, we overthink because we're still not fully seeing ourselves as our true potential. We're not seeing ourselves as that version of ourselves that is truly successful. And that is where we need to start. We need to start seeing ourselves as that version of ourselves that is already successful. And how you stop overthinking is by taking the action steps. And I know sometimes our overthinking can be like, well, what action steps do I need to take? So we need to ask ourselves, who is this version of me that is their most successful? This version of me that succeeded. If I was guaranteed, okay, ask yourself this. Let's pause for a moment. Ask yourself this. If God Himself told you, hey, you're not going to fail. You're going to get everything that you want. You're going to be a success at this, whatever it is that you want to do. You're going to be a success at this. It might not always look positive. There might be setbacks. There might be circumstances, unideal circumstances, but you're going to succeed. It's not a matter if you're going to succeed. It's only a matter of when it's going to happen, but it's guaranteed. If that was a guaranteed for you, who is that version of yourself that is their most successful? Who is that version of you that already succeeded? Get a pen and paper out. Okay, we're going to be doing some work here. Get a pen and paper out. Get your notebook out and write out, who is the ideal version of me? If I was guaranteed by God Himself that I was going to succeed in my endeavor, who is this version of me? What qualities do they have? What action steps do they take? Ask yourself that. How does their day-to-day look? That version of yourself that is truly your most successful self. What action steps does that version of you take? What daily habits does that version of you have? And we need to write that out. And you need to ask yourself, how can I start implementing these habits in my daily routine now, currently? That is how you start to shift the identity. That is how you start to see yourself differently. You start to see yourself as your most successful version of yourself. And it might not always feel good. It might be a bit uncomfortable. There might be self-doubt that comes in. All these are normal. All these are normal, and we need to realize that. As human beings, we need to realize that sometimes we're going to struggle a bit. Sometimes we're not always going to believe. Sometimes we're going to have a bad day. Sometimes we're going to maybe have some self-doubt creep in. But in those moments when you find yourself questioning, doubting, this is what we need to be aware of too. We need to be aware of that inner dialogue. My cat's trying to get my camera, so if it's moving a bit, it's him. Please stop. I don't even know what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. But we need to be more aware of that inner dialogue. The inner dialogue is also going to shift how we see ourselves too. So many people tend to entertain that negative inner dialogue for far too long. Like I said, it's normal. Those things are going to come up, but we can decide if I'm going to keep feeding into it or not. And this is where your awareness comes in, your awareness of your thoughts, your awareness of your inner dialogue. What are the things that I'm truly saying to myself on a day-to-day basis? Am I putting myself down constantly? Am I speaking negative about my own self? Am I saying that all successful people just got lucky and I'm just not lucky? We need to be aware of that because we need to start changing that as well. We need to start shifting that inner dialogue. We need to start changing ourselves. We need to start changing those thoughts that come in. So if you have a thought, for example, if you have a thought that comes in saying, you'll never be successful, it's just too hard, you're not lucky, you weren't born into wealth, you aren't a Nepo baby, that's just not going to happen for you. When you notice that, you need to be like, you know what? I'm not going to accept that anymore. I'm not going to accept that thought. I am worthy, I am enough, and I am capable of achieving my dream life. And I know this kind of goes into like, well, I can't control every negative thought. I'm not telling you to control every negative thought. You don't need to control every negative thought, but you just need to practice a little bit more awareness of where your internal dialogue is really going to about 50% of the time. If it's going into negative, you need to be aware of that and you need to start changing that. Not every single thought, okay? It's humanly impossible to control every single thought. Don't try to control every single thought. You're gonna drive yourself insane. But start setting that intention within your own self of, okay, let me pay a little bit more attention to where my thoughts are actually going, where my inner dialogue is actually shifting to, and not dwelling in that negative dialogue, because that's also overthinking. I'm like, oh, I'm just negative and I just have all these subconscious limiting beliefs and I just can't get rid of them and it's just who I am and I'm 35 years old and it's been so long and I've always thought this way. No more of that, okay? Every single day is a moment to start over. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you've been. I don't care about your past. I don't care if you have negative $300 in your bank account. I don't care. Every day is a moment to start over. There's been many times where in my life, my circumstances looked horrible. And guess what? I decided to keep going. I still had faith in myself. I still told myself, it's going to be all right. It's going to work itself out. And that is what I decided to hold on to instead of, oh, well, this happened and my life just sucks and gave up. Okay, I refuse to be that way. I refuse to give up. And if you're watching this video, if you clicked on this video, if this is the type of content that you like to watch, then you're the same way. I know that you have faith in yourself. I know that you want better for your own self. And that is where it starts. It starts kind of with that burning desire. If you ever read Think and Grow Rich, he talks about the burning desire, having that burning desire to succeed, to live the life of your dreams. And if you have that, you're watching this video, you're on your way there. It is going to take you to just be a little bit more in tune with your own self for when you are overthinking in the negative and you're thinking about all the things that maybe you need to do but that you can't do for whatever reason. It's going to take you deciding to, you know what, that's not who I am anymore. Who is this new ideal version of me? Who is this version of myself that is her most successful, his most successful? And I'm going to build on that. I'm going to build on this new version of me. I'm going to start embodying this new version of myself. I'm not going to give into the negative. I'm not going to give into my past. I'm not going to give into that inner dialogue anymore. I'm going to stop overthinking that. I'm going to stop overthinking all the negative. And I'm just going to ask myself, well, what if, right? Because if we're going to keep overthinking, why don't we overthink and then, well, what if it is possible for me? What if I were that most successful version of my own self? And start building on that. And if you wrote out, how I talked about earlier, if you wrote out that list of qualities or habits that that ideal version of you has, and you're like, I can't do this, this is so much, start small. Every week add something. Okay, the most successful version of myself, well, they're fit and they drink water, they don't eat fast food. Okay, try to see if you can go a full week without fast food and start embodying, well, this is who I am now. Well, the most successful version of myself is they read 10 pages a day. Like, no questions asked. Start reading 10 pages a day. Even if it's like, I can't get to 10 pages. Okay, can you do 5? Just start doing something. The cure to your overthinking is literally action. Just taking the action. Just creating new habits. Something that I heard recently is you can't live a new life with old habits. Our habits shape our reality. Our habits shape who we are. And a lot of the times we also don't take inventory of our daily habits. A lot of us are not happy with where we are, and it's because of your daily habits. I guarantee, like, maybe not all, okay, I know there's things that maybe we can't control, but a lot of where we are in life is because of our daily habits. You have to take that power back. You have to understand, okay, well, I need to change my daily habits. You can't live a new life with old habits. And if those habits, also ask yourself, like my current habits, be real with yourself too. A lot of us, we're not even real with our own selves. Look at your everyday life. Look at the things that you do. You just nap all day. I love to nap, okay? No hate in that. But do you nap all day? Do you let the day go by? You don't do anything. You're eating junk food. You're not working on your business like you said. You're not researching. You're not reading books. Look at your daily habits. Be real with your own self and ask yourself, are these habits the habits of a successful person? Are these habits that I'm implementing right now in my daily life, are they aligned with that ideal version of myself? And if the answer is no, then that's when you change. And it's not always going to be easy. And it's going to be uncomfortable because as humans, we are habitual creatures and we get used to our habits. We get used to doing the same things over and over. So whenever we start to change, it does become uncomfortable. That part of our brain activates that's trying to keep you safe. Remember, the brain's trying to keep you safe. The brain is going to tell you, no, don't do that. Or, see, this is not what you should do. This sucks. This is so uncomfortable. Because it wants to keep you safe in your old habits. A lot of us, when we start to do new things, it's scary. Fear comes in. The brain will literally tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. Just stop. Just quit. It's not going to work out. But you have to get through that. You have to push through that. And you have to create better habits for yourself. And you have to stop giving into and overthinking into those negative assumptions, those negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are part of our human experience, but you can choose to continue to believe in them, or, hey, you know what? I understand why that's coming up. I understand that it's human nature. I understand that my brain wants to keep me safe, but I'm still going to go for it. I'm still going to create a new habit. I'm going to break these old habits and I'm going to implement new habits, and I'm going to start seeing myself like that ideal version of myself. I'm going to start speaking to myself like that ideal version of myself, like that most successful, wonderful person, because that is already who you are. If you have that burning desire inside to do something great, you are already that. That is literally your intuition, like your own being telling you, like, you can do this. You were made for this. And trust that you're going to be fully supported. I believe in God. I believe in a higher power. I believe that if there is a burning desire to truly experience something good in your life, that you are going to be fully supported. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hope that it helped you out in whatever way possible. Again, if you are interested in this type of content, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. It would really mean the world to me to have you join my community. But with that being said, I will see you on the next episode here on Life of Mandy. Bye.